What's up, everyone? My name is Dave Stone and welcome to another exciting episode of Develop Awesome Skills. And today you can see right behind me there's a couple rows of moringas here. They're looking pretty good, but it is January 11th, I believe, right now, 2018, and I'm gonna show you going all the way from dirt, all right over here, to these moringas. At the end of this video, you kind of see the structures and the channels that I built underneath these wood chips, because I wanted to make sure that the water, once it drains, it actually drains through each of the beds. So I kind of tried to engineer the soil just a little bit over here for these moringas to thrive. I'm going to show you the process, and then I'm going to give you guys a quick update on how they're all doing at the end. So I want to say thank you again to my Patreon supporters. If you do want to support me in some of the visions we got going on, like 1,000,000 moringas, go to patreon.com/develop awesome skills. And I just thank you guys so much for checking it out. And go! Alright, so I'm just going to start digging these holes now. And these ones go in native soil anyway. So I'm just gonna like loosen up the soil around it. Make like a nice little berm here. And you want to make sure it's an irregular sized hole so you can so the roots don't get root bound. So don't make a circle hole. Anything but circle. It could be square, just so the roots will run into an edge. But irregular shape is totally great too. Just, you know, cut up the walls of the hole. Give it some nice clay to start in, and then once you start watering it and you mulch it, it's gonna get nice and soft deep down. So this is probably pretty good for this little guy. This one might need a few swings of the pickaxe. Always put your rakes upside down so they don't get smacked. There we go. Break it up. You know, you could wet the soil a little bit to make it easier, but I didn't do that. Especially when it's very compacted. You really want to make sure that is not a circle. Look at all that. Such a great workout. All right, let me get some water. Here's the big cutting here, and I'm going to fill that in with some of that native soil around. It'll still have a berm in there, and I'm going to dig a gutter here. I'm going to connect all these to grab all the water shed from this high point in the land whenever it rains, and make it go down with gravity and water everything. So I got these holes cut in the clay. That one was really hard clay. And I'm gonna get these guys cut now, and then I'm gonna get all these planted and in the ground. Yeah, this one was really, so once I get wood chips on here and water these regularly, this clay will be a lot softer. So I'm just gonna dig down a little bit, enough to where these small plants that I planted in native clay can start pushing through this stuff. So I'm breaking it up so they have a little easier time in the beginning, but clay compacts. So these ones I'm not going to amend. I'm just going to plant these here and see how, and water them and see how they do. I am going to wood chip them, but just in native clay. All right, so the pickaxe seems to work the best to cut up these holes. And I should have put gloves on before, but there's no time like the present. Yeah, you can see I use these gloves a lot. I've used them a lot. They're all kind of breaking up, my fingers falling out, but they work really well. All right, now we got this guy.
You seriously don't need a gym membership if you like to plant trees. Make it happen, guys.
All right, so last night I filled these holes with water. Just kind of soaked them. All the holes that I pickaxed through the clay yesterday. So they all have some, you can see they're getting a little bit of shade right now. It's only like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's from those palm trees and this fence. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so now I'm just gonna take the shovel. I'm gonna dig these holes out, and then I'm gonna get these trees planted, and then I'm gonna build the gutters that go in between each hole so they can get watered with gravity. Look at this beautiful moringa. See the root ball? See the taproot right in the middle there? Really wants to get out. So this is, look at, there's little insects in the root ball moving around. That's what it looks like. We planted this, I think 3 months ago from seed. So it's really taken over this whole 1 gallon pot and kind of bent the taproot over. But we're gonna get it in the ground. It's really looking forward to being in the ground. One was planted 620 from seed, PKM1. See the roots from this one. It'll be very gentle. Oh yeah, look at this. See, 620, 728, 29, 20, 3 months from seed. And some good potting mix. You can see a centipede right there. And a lot of living life in this soil, a lot of activity. So this is what you want to see. But you see they'll only kind of get so big. But now when you put them in the ground, this is going to have room to explore. Okay, so this is my strongest one that came from seed so far. I put it in this larger bucket, and it's doing really well. So I'm gonna see what this root ball looks like. Be pretty careful here. Wow. Wow, look at this guy go. It's just wrapped around here. 620 also. I planted this 620. So it's really just ready to go in the ground. This one's probably gonna explode. This is one of them that I planted in these larger tree pots, also on 620. PKM1. So let's see, this one has a nice thick trunk on it. So let's see how this one looks. I have a feeling this one's gonna fall apart. I'm just gonna come over the hole. This one's a triple that I planted in the seed pots in the greenhouse, so the tree pots. So let's see how the roots are coming out the bottom. See if I can get this out in one piece. Yeah, this is a little easier coming out. Ooh, wow. These guys are super voracious all the way down.
Yeah, this is great. Look at that side. So, go get this one in. Well, that was a bummer right at the last minute there. The root ball broke in half. They might get a little stressed, but I think they'll still come in. I'm gonna plant these two together. This is a little moringa cutting and a little piece of houseplant bamboo. So they've already been living with each other. So I'm gonna plant them together and see how they do. It's got some nice roots. So this one I'm really excited about because this is my only other species of moringa that I have. This is called, the nickname is the ghost tree. I planted it on 7-Eleven, and it's actually Moringa ovaliphilia. So it's a totally different species of moringa, and it's called the ghost tree because I believe it's supposed to get a bottled trunk, but we're gonna find out. I only had 1 out of 20 sprout on me. So this was one of the good ones. Seems to be doing well. The other one is the typical one is Moringa oleifera. So Moringa oleifera is the one I'm planting everywhere, and then this is Moringa ovaliphilia. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna go plant this one right closest to the house over there so I can see it when it starts to grow. Well, there it is. I just planted 19 moringas in the ground. They're gonna form a little canopy, so I'll show you this right over here. All right, so here we go. We've got the big moringa cutting, and then we got a nice size moringa there. We got the native dirt ones here. So I haven't amended any of these, so we're gonna see how they keep doing in the soil. Also these two. Well, there's 3 in that hole and 2 in this hole. And then all the way down there, we got the ghost tree, the ovaliphilia, and then the cutting, and then all the different moringas all along here. So hopefully this makes a nice little canopy. We can have a hangout area over here under the canopy. It's just gonna be like a little pathway. And we'll be able to still walk by the fence. So now I gotta give these guys a good water. And we're off to the races. All right, so I got the channels built in between all the beds. They're not quite gravity all the way downhill, so I have to fill up from both sides. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. And now every time it rains, you know, it'll soak up into these channels. And just keep them watered. And right up here at the top, I started here with the big cutting, and I went down to these 2 channels. And you know, it's decent leveled, but I'm just gonna bubble it in a few different spots and let it fill up everything once in a while. So now I got all these channels dug here for the moringas. So when it rains right here, I kind of built a little area that is kind of walled. It'll channel all the water from the shed here into this area. So the rain will water this as much as it can, and then I'll be supplementally watering it as well. But the thing is, I'd like to keep it like this because it shows nice. It's like, oh, wow, look what you did to your yard. But the next step is the most important part, and that's wood chips. So wood chips are gonna go over everything. Now, since I have clay mostly, it's gonna provide a nice base underneath, and I won't lose these channels for a little while. But I'm gonna mulch everything around it. I'm gonna mulch in the channel, in the beds of the moringa, and in the middle. So the reason I'm doing that is just so everything has mulch, and underneath the mulch is where the water is going to be able to run. So I'm going to be covering it up, but it'll look pretty in its own way with the mulch there. It'll probably start settling down, and you might be able to see some of the land contours after a while. but it's all gonna be mulched. So that's gonna give these guys the best chance of success. We'll see how they all do, but yeah, thanks for going along for the journey. All right, so it's January 11th right now, and everything's doing okay. I wanna show you what's going on with these moringas, just so you guys can have a final update before spring hits, because this is definitely the roughest time of year. Now, we got a great rain yesterday, so nice. So this little guy is doing okay. You know, it's definitely drooping, but doing all right. Not too bad. These are the PKM1s that I planted from seed. I'll find the date for you. But it's looking really nice. Pretty much as tall as me. It was kind of getting so tall that it was bending over, so I had to stake it up. And this one's doing so well also. It's actually putting off some flowers. This is the red moringa. You can see how, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's pretty red. Let's see if I can get it in the sunlight. Yeah, you can see that. And then these little guys are doing okay too. Yeah, everything's just kind of hanging in there for the winter. This cutting is doing really well. A little bit of damage, but not too much. There's a little bamboo house plant doing okay. And then the Ovalophilia. There it is. A little board fell on it, so hopefully it'll come back. If you like this video, give me a big green thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you guys can know when I'm doing more videos. And go to the I Want More Moringa Facebook group. Hashtag I Want More Moringa. Help us plant 1 million trees in 5 years. And post pictures of your newly sprouted moringa trees on there. So join the movement, guys. If you guys have any comments, list them down below. I love to read your comments and I love to respond. I'll respond to every single one of them. And if it's a cool enough comment, I may do a video on it at some point. So, all right, guys. Well, until next time, develop awesome skills. Love you guys. What are you doing, baby? Oh, hi, sweetie.